You may be just joining Paparazzi, or maybe you're considering joining Paparazzi, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about your back office and some of the options that you have right away. So I'll make another video that kind of goes into it once you have sponsored people, but we're going to just talk about some of the basics of the back office and how to get to it, because sometimes it can be a little overwhelming when you first start. So you're going to go up to here by the profile button and click on it. It's going to take a little while. And then you're going to go into your back office. My internet's being a little bit slower than usual today. I've bogged it down by uploading YouTube videos today. So it's going to take a little while. Okay, so over here you'll be able to see your rank. Mine hasn't updated yet, but you'll also see like how many people you've sponsored. It also has like the support number. So this is kind of a great screen to start with. So alerts are going to happen if there's something that you need. Typically this section right here is probably not going to show up with much importance to you until later on. The news is kind of a good one to look at because it just kind of gives you the new information for the upcoming month. Messages I really don't mess with that much, just because we've got Facebook and ways to keep up with our teams now. Same thing with events. I use a Google Calendar, but you could technically put like your events in the back planner if you don't use something like Google Calendar. Your resources are probably going to be the thing that you use the most. This is where you can find your compliant images. So this is where you'll get your logos at. And consultant resources, you'll be able to find the compensation plan, life of the party, a lot of the other information that's really necessary for you to get kind of started off. You'll find like Facebook banners back here, your checklist. This is a good one to look at, especially when you're first starting out. Please, 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 I always tell my new girls to kind of read over that. It comes in your box, but it's actually kind of nice to read it before your starter kit arrives. So I would kind of start looking over that, just kind of up front. And then as you scroll down, there's just more information. Your terms and conditions is where probably all of your sponsors are going to send you. That just brings up the policies and procedures. I'll do another video on that one, so I'm not going to go over it here. But make sure that you have read your policies and procedures. Okay, next, your pipeline will be once you start adding new people, so that part really won't kind of make a difference. On the new order tab, that's where you can just go in and order whatever you want. You can come into your orders. I'm going to have to blur mine out so you don't see how much I love paparazzi. But in here, you'll have your personal orders. That'll be everything that you're ordering. And then you'll also have your customer orders. That just kind of shows you like where are you at on your spending, how many orders that you've had. But it's a good way to kind of track how much you've spent for the year, especially for tax purposes. So you'll definitely want to kind of come back in here. Also in personal orders, this is where I come typically on my phone to see when something has shipped. So if something has shipped, let me find one that has shipped. We're like scrolling through. Okay, this one obviously shipped out right here. Okay. So you go to view your order details, and then you can click on the button and it will show you how to track, like when your order's coming through, you just click on the tracking number and it'll tell you, like, it'll hook it up to USPS and tell you how many days, or FedEx, depending on how big of a box it is, kind of determines which way it got shipped. Organization will play in once you have more people, so I'm not really going to go over that one right now. Commissions is going to be a good tab if you have people ordering online. So let me go back to my other part. If you go back here to your customer orders and you look at however much was spent by your customers just for that month, don't look at all of them collectively, that's a good way to kind of get an estimate on what you'll be paid in commissions. Basically, you take whatever the PV is from your customers for that month, divide it in half. So let's say you had 20, that would be 10 for your PV, and then you just multiply that times 2.25 because that's how much you get per PV or per piece. And so you would be at like $22.50. If you make it over the $20, that commission will be paid to you on the 20th, and the commission amount will be released here in your commission tab. Party, I'm going to probably do a separate video on this one. But basically, you can set up a party for somebody, especially if they're wanting to sign up. This is a great way to get them started. If they don't do anything with it, it can just sit there like this one hasn't been touched. And if you're ready to close them out, I'll again do another video on how to close it out. So what are the most important tabs? Probably your resource tab right now, your orders tab, and then after your first month, the commission tab is kind of nice to kind of understand how it works. And then on your home screen, if you want to see like where you're at for your life of the party, you can always come over here to your periods volume, and that typically gives you the information on where you're at for your life of the party. So I hope that helps. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye, ladies.